So, have you ever struggled getting a good night's sleep and you know that that has been affecting your performance at work? Well, you know what? A lot of business owners and entrepreneurs struggle with this. So, if you go to the CDC, they say that about 15% of Americans struggle with sleep. And yet, what I have personally found working with a lot of high level business owners and entrepreneurs, I found that number to be higher. I feel it's more like a 25, 30% of people, struggle. And if you know me at all, you know that I believe, some people say, oh, well, I hope my sleep gets better. And if you know me, you know that I believe that hope is not a business plan. You know that what I say all the time, control the controllables. So, what is within your control to help get that better night's sleep? So, I talk all the time about you need to bookend your day. You can't control your whole day. Bookend your day. And if control that first hour and control that last hour. And if you can't, then at least control that first 30 minutes and control that last 30 minutes of your day. Because I truly believe the way you start your day sets the tone and the spirit for the rest of the day. But I also believe at the end of the day sets you up for success or failure that next morning. Now, a lot of times we talk about the the morning routines. There's some great books out there like Miracle Morning, and people focus on what is their morning routine to get them started, and they're all great. And yet, I don't think that we give enough attention to our end of the day routine as much as we do the beginning of the day routine. And so, I was speaking at an event last week, and I was speaking to a large number of people, and I was talking about reset your mindset and talking about the end of the day. And I just briefly spoke about sleep and some things that I've seen, I've read, some things that I personally do to help get a better night's sleep. And I have a 45-minute speech. I only talked about it for 1 or 2 minutes, and everybody came up afterwards. Hey, tell me more about this. I struggle with this. What do you think of this? I've done this. Have you done that? What type of this did you work with or use? So I thought, since I find that a quarter of people, if not more, really struggle with sleep, I was just gonna, just give you just some quick advice to see what I can do to help. Because here's some more research. Research shows the benefits of sleep for the brain. Since I talk about mindset a lot, is the sleep helps improve memory, sharpens attention, lowers stress, creates creativity, and clears the brain. Now, how many of us would like to improve in one of those categories? I know I would. So, do we hope it gets better, or we control the controllable? So, what are some of the specific things to do? So, here I'm going to just share with you some things. Number one, uh, okay, here's a couple books. Everybody likes good books. So, number one, I did a lot of research. I read about 4 or 5 different books that had to do with sleep. I only found one that I really, really liked, and it's this one here. It's called Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. And it's not just a bunch of highly technical stuff that's going to put you to sleep, right? He puts it into action steps. And he talks about everything has anything to do with sleep when it comes to what you see, hear, sense, the type of pillows, the blankets, the temperature, supplements, all these kind of things. He talks about a little bit of everything. So I would highly recommend Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. He talks about that. Now, one thing that I personally do is I highly recommend this, the kava tea. So my wife and I got we were very blessed to be able to go to Fiji, and we was able to tour some of the different islands, and they had this saying when it came to the nationals, the locals there, where they say, hey, they would drink kava all night and sleep all day. So it's like, oh, maybe you're, and we actually went to an event, a ceremony where we got to have the true kava, which is a ground root of a tree in that area. And so this tea, there's lots of different, relaxing teas out there, stress relieving. This is the one that I personally like. It's called Kava, Kava with a K. You can get it by this little yogi company. You can get them online. A lot of the different stores carry it. Now, I jokingly say it tastes like dirt, but it works. It really does. Now you can, put a little honey in this and sweeten it up a bit. But I personally, the nights that I have this, or I might have 1 or 2 of them, when I have this, I sleep much better every single time. So I'm a big fan of this. Now, once again, I'm a coach. I'm not a doctor. Go do your own research. I mean, everybody's body is different, and you may have certain medications or different backgrounds and age and all this other kind of stuff. So, do your own research, everything else. I'm a coach. I'm just giving you some of my opinions of what I've seen out there. So number one, I really like the kava tea here as well. Now, magnesium is a natural muscle relaxer. Now, not all magnesium is built the same. So this is this magnesium glycinate. So this one here, there's lots of different magnesium. A lot of people get the magnesium oxide because it's the biggest, cheapest bottle on the shelf. That's not going to have the greatest effect on your sleep. That may help with some other things. This personally, from my research and what works for me, is this magnesium glycinate. When it comes to how much you take, do your own research. Look it up, see what works best for you. But I will have this kava tea, which has natural relaxing properties to it. Magnesium is a natural muscle relaxer. I will have that a couple hours before bed as well, or depending on when I have dinner, I may have it with dinner, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, so it'd be like 2 hours before. 2 hours before, what I do is I'll go into the bedroom, turn on the Sensi warmer. Turn on the Sensi warmer with the lavender, right? You got to think about all the modalities. What are you hearing as you're falling asleep? What do you see? What do you feel, sense? But also aromatherapy is a big thing. So lavender is a natural relaxer as well. So got the Sensi warmer with the lavender going on. Have natural muscle relaxer. I got the kava tea they were relaxing with. Now, here's something else a lot of people haven't heard about. So I used to have a very chronic shoulder pain. But instead of sitting in a big bathtub with Epsom salt and sitting in a whole bathtub just for my shoulder, found and discovered this. It's an Epsom salt gel. It's an Epsom salt gel. So Epsom salt, guess what? Epsom salt is magnesium. It's magnesium as a natural muscle relaxer. Think about when you salt a steak. What does it do? It soaks into the meat. So you have Epsom salt gel. You put it on just one particular area. Then you have that magnesium, a muscle relaxer, that's going to soak into that specific area. So if you have just a sore knee, sore elbow, sore shoulder, I think this really, really works really well. Now, what I also do is I carry my stress in my neck. So before I go to bed, I will take this Epsom salt gel and I will rub it pretty liberally on my back of my neck. So now you're getting magnesium internally, and now I'm getting it topically on the skin as well. I know some people, they talk about in the book, they talk about magnesium spray. Some people have a mist, and do something similar. So once again, it seems silly. It's like, oh, you have a whole routine. Exactly. That is the point. We focus on these morning routines and we don't focus on the night routines, right? Where we binge watch some Netflix, or we're watching negative news as we fall asleep. And if you know about the RAS, then you're processing this all night long. So we really need to focus on the end of the night routines. Now that's a whole nother course or a class. I'm just talking about some of the supplemental kind of stuff, as in the lavender, Sensi warmer, magnesium, Epsom salt gel, and the kava tea for sure. Once again, Sleep Smarter. Here's another book. People like books. Here's another one called Keep Sharp by Sanjay Gupta. Build a better brain at any age. So it is kind of sponsored by AARP. So a little bit, it's built a little bit more for maybe 50 years old and older, but they talk about some interesting things, like when it comes to Alzheimer's or dementia. It's not just something that happens overnight at an older age. Some of this stuff starts happening in the 30s or 40s. And what can we do to help avoid it or train our brain differently, even at an earlier age, to help avoid that? But a couple things he talks about being active, stimulating the brain, nourishment, vibrant social life, and one more. Guess what? Sleep. Yes, sleep. How it affects our brain, our mindset, and everything else. So you're going, hey, why is this coach giving me some sleep thing? Because I think one of the number one things that's getting in the way for people nowadays is you know what to do. It's about time management, and you got the skill set, but the mindset is in the way. And so everything that's affecting the mindset, when it comes to hydration, when it comes to oxygen, when it comes to the input, when it comes to the RAS, those are all very important. And I think the thing that we're discounting is sleep, right? Some people say, oh, I got so much going on, I'll just sleep when I'm dead. Okay, if that's your style, that's okay. No judgment, no harm, no foul. And yet I've seen it be pretty detrimental, because it affects you in so many ways, and other than just being tired and strung out. It affects not only your body, but your brain as well. So Once again, once again, everything I'm offering to you, it's like a buffet. You don't have to eat all of it. You pick and choose. If you like some of these and not all of these, you pick and choose what works for you. I encourage you to totally do your own research as well. And I just, as much feedback as I got from that speech, just talking about sleep, I felt, hey, instead of just helping those 5 people, why not another 5,000? So I wanted to share this with all of you. I trust that you got something of value out of all this. And once again, don't just hope it gets better. Control the controllables and take action. Take action today. All right. Till we see each other again. Take care. Bye bye.